And we say, what's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you live on a Friday night, almost midnight Eastern time. Vols and the Dawgs, the Tigers and the Tide, and we put SEC divisions on the line tomorrow. The SEC West between Alabama and LSU, and the SEC East, especially between Georgia and Tennessee. You look at the game, Georgia with a 74.5% chance to win. They're favored by 9 points. I think that line's gone up because it was 8.5 when I previewed the game. We're not going to preview it again, but we will definitely talk about it if you guys want to. We'll talk Alabama LSU, which I plan on going live for tomorrow night, unless I get – which I hope not, please. No. I've had a long week. Unless I get called in to work. But we will see. Penn State, Indiana tomorrow, Michigan, Illinois, Navy, Cincinnati. There's really not a whole lot of good games. I would say Alabama, LSU, Georgia, Tennessee, and then honestly, believe it or not, keep an eye on Clemson and Notre Dame. That could be a good one too. Nothing on the line there other than Clemson's undefeated and a trip to Notre Dame. Notre Dame wins it, they'll be bowl eligible under Marcus Freeman after a rocky start, losing I think their first two games, but they've bounced back in big ways. So I got Clemson winning that one really close, probably like a 37-34. We'll see what happens. But you also got games, Auburn, Mississippi State, South Carolina, and Vandy. No one really cares too much about. Let's see. A lot of bad teams tomorrow playing good teams. Keep an eye on tomorrow night. Wake Forest is 6-2. NC State is 6-2. Both are bowl eligible now. Tomorrow night at 7 Central. Keep an eye on that game in the ACC. You got Oklahoma State at Kansas. Kansas fell out of the ranks a couple weeks ago. Could they get back in? Yes. Oklahoma State's already 6-2 and bowl eligible, ready to go to a bowl game. And then you got Kansas, who has a 5-3 record. So that could be something. If they pull that off, Kansas could be at least have 6 wins and make a bowl game. Big Vol Daddy BV, the great BVD. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. I love you. It's good to see you in here, BVD. And good luck to your Vols tomorrow. He says, go Wake. He says, go Army. Go Vols. And sorry, BSM. I'm going to say this like Ed Ogeron real quick. Go Tigers. Yeah, I get it. Congrats on the win a couple weeks ago over Alabama, man. Tennessee, that's a long time coming for them. And I'm over it. I think Alabama fans are, at least from social media standpoints, it seems like we're over it. It's one of those things where we want to move on. We hope for a rematch, or we hope to see Georgia. We want to win the West. We want to win the SEC, win a playoff game, win a national championship. All eyes look forward if you're Alabama. 7-1, 6th in the country, in the first initial college football playoff poll. So, that being said, we got a top 3 matchup. We got a top 10 matchup in Alabama and LSU. 16 is playing tomorrow, Illinois. This is interesting. It's so cool how many one-loss teams or undefeated teams are left so far this season. I mean, Ole Miss is 8-1. If they upset Alabama in a couple weeks, here's what you could have: like Ole Miss could win the West, win the SEC, be an SEC champion, and get in. Tennessee can win the SEC. Georgia can win the SEC. Clemson can still win the ACC. I don't really think there's much in the ACC. Well, take that back. You got North Carolina, who's 7-1. What if they win the ACC? Do they get in? TCU in the Big 12. They're undefeated at 8-0. Do they win the whole conference and make the college football playoff? So it's very interesting. Here's what I think right now, as far as my top four. I didn't make a banner for it. Here's where I come in here. Man, it's very tough. I keep talking smack on social media a little bit. I do have confidence in Alabama. But unbiased, real quick, right now, if I had to pick the four best teams, I think they got it right with, well, I really don't, because Clemson's number 4. I'd actually put Michigan above Clemson. I would have Tennessee, Ohio State, Georgia, and Michigan. But let's take a step further. I think Ohio State is going to win the Big Ten, and I think they'll be undefeated. I think they get revenge on the Wolverines this year. So give me Ohio State. Give me Georgia to win tomorrow, and that possibly gets them to win the East, and they face Alabama. Here's what I keep saying. Do I think Georgia's a better team than Alabama? Honestly, at least defensively, yes. And I think Tennessee's better offensively. I don't think Alabama is necessarily the best team in the SEC, let alone in the country. I know we got issues, but I'm confident in my Crimson Tide that this can be that year for us. There's a lot of doubt on them right now. And I don't even think it's so much there's a lot of doubt on Alabama as much as it is there's a lot of favoritism on – I don't want to say favoritism. There's – things are looking up more so for teams like Tennessee and Georgia than they are for Alabama. And I think that's fair. It's so hard to pick 4 teams right now. I think, and I remind you, there's no divisions in the Pac-12, so this is cool. Oregon, USC for the Pac-12 title, I take USC. I think TCU is the clear-cut team in the Big 12 right now, and they could possibly end up being undefeated. I don't see, like, here's the thing. Resumes are important in the CFP, but they also value conference champions. This is going to piss a lot of people off. Nobody's going to get their way this year. Nobody. Unless your team makes a college football playoff. You're going to get Michigan or Ohio State, whoever wins the East, and will obviously most likely win the Big Ten. You're going to get the Big Ten champion. You're going to get the SEC champion, Alabama, Georgia, or Tennessee, or if they play their cards right, LSU. I doubt that. Ole Miss, I should say. Ole Miss could still win the SEC. So you're going to get the Big Ten and the SEC champion. What if you have a undefeated TCU that wins 13-0 and wins the the Big 12. That's my number 4 team, or number 3 team at least. We still need one more. SEC champion, Big 10 champion, undefeated Big 12. Who do you put in? An undefeated Clemson? Maybe. Or do you go after Tennessee or Georgia? Somebody's not going to be happy. Clemson undefeated, weak schedule. What if they don't make it in? They won't be happy. TCU, undefeated, but you're not the Big 10, you're not the SEC, whatever it is, however you want to put it, you're not getting in. For whatever reason, they're not going to be happy. This is a great college football season. It's amazing to see Tennessee and what they've done. It's amazing to see the Buckeyes and how good they are. It's good to see how Michigan is. It's good to see Clemson bounce back. It's good to see these teams like TCU out of nowhere. Ole Miss out of nowhere, just a little bit. We kind of expected them to do something, but 8-1, come on. That's something right there. Illinois is in the Big 10. In the Big 10 West, they only have one loss. North Carolina in the Coastal for the ACC, one loss. A one-loss Tulane. Why the hell would they get in? A couple weeks ago, you could have had NC State, Wake. You could have had teams like Oklahoma State. You could have had Oregon State out of the Pac-12. Which, by the way, Oregon State, number 23 in the nation, tied at 7 right now with a minute and a half left in the half with Washington. Gosh, like this committee is going to lose their minds in a few weeks. Can you imagine that? In 1 month, after we've played all of the conference championships, the CFP committee on Selection Sunday is going to be in there. And they're going to say, okay, it's an obvious that we take the SEC champion, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, whoever. But because they favor conference champions, then they take the Big 10, Ohio State, Michigan, or, well, honestly, that's it. Illinois, I guess, right? So they'll take, I think an automatic undefeated Clemson gets in, honestly, because it's Dabo Swinney, it's Clemson. So I think that's an automatic, number 1. Number 2, an automatic SEC champion, you're in. Ole Miss, Bama, Tennessee, Georgia, whoever. LSU could still, even with 2 losses. I know I'm throwing out scenarios that probably are out of the norm and ordinary and are not going to happen. I believe in college football, anything can happen until it happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sleeping on LSU against Alabama tomorrow. Not at all. I think that, they do have a good defense that can slow down Bryce Young and Jahmyr Gibbs just a little bit. Getting back on track, the committee is going to sit there on Selection Sunday, have all these one-loss teams, conference champions. That 4th spot is going to be so weird, man. Think about it. And maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it won't be too hard. I don't know. But, I mean, you have an undefeated TCU in the Big 12, let's say. Or if they slip up and lose a game, there'll be 1 loss. You got a 1-loss Oregon. or USC in the Pac-12 conference champion. You got Georgia, Tennessee, or Alabama. Take your pick. One loss, undefeated. SEC champs getting in. That's one spot. An undefeated Clemson gets in. That's two spots. The Big Ten gets in. Then you got to make a decision between Oregon, TCU, USC potentially, or an outlier SEC one-loss team. What about Ole Miss? I would much rather take a conference champion. Honestly. Just because you won your conference. I mean, Oregon's one loss is to what is the number 3 team in the nation right now. What is the defending champs in Georgia? USC, who was it? UCLA, who's only got one loss, so that's not too bad. Actually, let me double check that. It's actually to Utah. Utah's fallen off a bit. UCLA lost to Oregon. Keep your eye on the USC UCLA game, though. That'll be on November 19th. So someone's going to get knocked out. I mean, there's some one-loss teams that have a case for the college football playoff, that have a case to, impress the committee. I think it comes down to whoever looks better these next few weeks if everyone wins the rest of their games. Honestly, I mean, so that's just my opinion. You got all these teams. You have 6 undefeated. And then I'm counting 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6 one-loss teams, all of which who control their own destiny and can, impress the playoff committee. To get in the college football playoff. Let's see. Currently 14-7 on this Oregon State-Washington game. We start things off tomorrow with Ohio State and Northwestern, TCU and Texas Tech, Tulane and Tulsa. Then we got, of course, like all the 2:30 games. Syracuse and Pitt could be good. Watch out for Oklahoma State, Kansas. 2:30 games. Is it Georgia, Tennessee on? I think that's on CBS, so that's a 2:30 game. Yes, and then Penn State, Illinois, or Indiana. I'm sorry. Tomorrow night, Clemson, Notre Dame, Alabama, LSU. Alabama, LSU is the premier, must watch. I think that's going to be better than Clemson, Notre Dame, honestly. My personal opinion. But what do I know? Wake and NC State. Pac-12 after dark is Cal and USC. We'll see. I won't be on here too much longer. It's 11 o'clock. I want to get up tomorrow and watch College Game Day and everything, and but I'll give it a few more minutes if you know, anyone does want to hop on here. I'll drop the StreamYard link again. Anyone wants to come on, anyone's welcome to come on. I know it's late, but we're here, and I don't know. I don't really feel tired. I don't want to be up all night because I do want to get up in time for college game day. It's going to be good. I think it's from Athens. I think they're in Athens for the Tennessee game. So, or Georgia. I don't know. That's a good question, Jerry. I'm not sure. Is Chess still engaged? That's something to ask him. I don't know. Honestly. I already got a scoreboard up. We'll be live tomorrow night for Alabama LSU. Planning on it at least. If something changes, I'll post an update or whatever on Twitter and maybe post something in the community tab. The World Series. Let me double check. I don't think they had a game. No games tonight. They had game. They had game 5 last night, and Houston won 3-2. Philadelphia has to win tomorrow night against the Astros. 7:03 first pitch time. Zach Wheeler versus Framber Valdez. Which I don't even know who the hell that is. But Philly and Houston, game 6. Houston leads it 3-2. It's in Houston. If Philly wins, they tie it up at 3 apiece, and we go to a game 7. If the Astros win, then it's over. What's up, Hummus Hero? How you doing? It's good to see you. Houston has a 55.5% chance to win. The over-under is 7. Jordan Alvarez is no joke. I like Kyle Schwarber and Alex Baum, but I don't know. I hope the Phillies can push a game 7. But like I said, too, last week, I said I do think the Astros probably end up winning it. I think I predicted a game 7, but I thought the Astros would pull it off. We'll see. What's up, Steve Pearson? How you doing, brother? Go Dogs. Keep talking, Tennessee fans. Yeah. And I never thought I'd see this in my lifetime, what Tennessee's doing this year. I mean, credit to them, but this is a first. I didn't think in my lifetime I'd see Tennessee beat Alabama, but guess what? It happened. Uh, AP dog, what's up? Or AIP dog, good to see you. Phillies and Tennessee magical seasons, both about to get shattered this weekend. Maybe, maybe. There's a flag in this Washington game. 8 seconds left in the half. Hummus Hero says, I think Tennessee comes back to reality tomorrow. Dawgs 38, Vols 27. I do have the Dawgs winning. But I honestly, there's a part of me, it'd be cool to get revenge on Tennessee. So I guess there's a little part of me that hopes that I'm wrong. But we'll see. AIP Dog says, Christian Ballard, I know that we might hate each other's teams. Just want to let you know that I have much respect for your team. I have much respect for Tennessee too. I appreciate that. I don't really hate Tennessee. Um, I can't really find much to hate Tennessee for. I mean, they won and um, first time in 16 years. I give them credit, and I mean, there's um, I can't really find much to hate on. So hope Georgia and Tennessee is close. If I had UGA winning, then I hope it's UGA 48, Tennessee 45, a field goal game. Okay. Yeah, I had Georgia winning just because it's in Athens. I think Tennessee's really had all their tough games so far this year at home. That's fair, and I'm not saying they can't win on the road. I'm just saying that Georgia at home. I mean, why would you know, um, why would you doubt that? Let me see something here. And I had, like I say, had Georgia winning the game, but pretty close. I have Georgia 37 and Tennessee 30 is what I got. So 37-30 in favor of Georgia. And it's not going to be like a Georgia Hail Mary like it was a few years ago. Um, I honestly, I trust Georgia's defense to stand tall at the end of the game. And maybe that's, you know, I don't think that's crazy. Um, but also there's a part where you might want to say, okay, Ballard, you know, uh, but do you not trust Hendon Hooker? I trust Hendon Hooker. I think he could get it done. I'm kind of a coin flip on this game, and you're lucky I even put out a video previewing this game because I don't want to touch that game. I really don't. We'll see. I mean, this is just one of those games you just got to sit and watch and see what happens. It's very hard to predict. Am I an Alabama fan because I lived in Alabama or born in Alabama? Well, I was born in Alabama, in Tuscaloosa, believe it or not. I'll get to that in a second, hummus. I'm an Alabama fan because my parents were Alabama fans. They went to Alabama. They met in Alabama. They grew up in Alabama. Um, they kind of raised me, and taught me Roll Tide and everything. And um, yeah, just growing up and watching the games with my parents was something always special to me. So that's why I'm an Alabama fan. Okay, so Hummus Hero says, do you think UGA losing Nolan Smith for the season is cause for concern? Well, Nolan Smith has been there quite a while. It feels like one of those names that's been there forever for Georgia. He's definitely a leader, and I think that the defense is young but really good. That's one of those key schools in college football. That's one of those teams where, because of recruiting and because of coaching and how Kirby Smart is, it's next man up mentality. So if they do lose a guy like Nolan Smith, it shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't have to be a question or cause for concern. It shouldn't be cause for concern. And I don't think it is, Hummus Hero. But I could be wrong. We'll see. I'm a Tennessee fan because my brother was born in Tennessee. Okay. My dad went to optometry school to become an eye doctor. Okay. That's cool. Very interesting. See, if my brother was born in Alabama and my dad went to optometry school in Alabama, I'd be in Alabama. Okay. 8.5 point spread for this game. Those Tennessee blackout uniforms are so dope. Mm. I do think Alabama beats LSU. Um, I do think I do think we win the game, but I wouldn't be surprised if LSU keeps it competitive. I think that it will be a competitive game. I had in tidal wave talk today though. I thought Alabama was kind of ticked off, and I thought they were going to come out and honestly win pretty big. 42-21 is what I got. Too much? Not enough? I don't know. Maybe we won in Death Valley in 2020, like 55-10, if you remember, or 55-17, whatever it was. 2019 was in Tuscaloosa. That's right. Death Valley at night is a crazy environment. I think though Bama hasn't lost there in a decade. Yeah, and like a couple years ago, like the past before 2020, 2018 and 2016 were both shutouts over LSU. One of those years, it was a top 10 matchup. In 2018, I don't think Brian Kelly and LSU have the chance to beat Bama. I mean, anything's possible. Any given Saturday in college football is what I say, and I stick by that. Um, I mean, I don't think they have the talent to do that. Chance? Mm, it depends on how Alabama plays on both sides of the ball. It depends on what Alabama we're going to get, but we'll see. What do you think about Brian Harson getting fired at Auburn? I mean, they could have waited until the end of the season, um, at the very least. But I just, I thought it was an interesting hire from the start. You know, like it, he did so great at Boise State, and what I said was like, we're gonna find out. Like, this is the SEC, man. You got to come in here and play to a standard, and he failed to do that. Um, we'll see. I mean, I would have fired him. So I think they made the right decision. Hummus Hero says if A&M can make it a game, so can LSU. But if Bama plays its A game, it won't be close. I agree. Auburn is in the dumpster fire. Yes. Yes, they are. Harson was out of his league, literally and figuratively. Yeah. AIP dog. Are you a Christian, like a follower of Christ? Because I am. Absolutely. I was saved at, well, let me put it to you this way. I was baptized at age 9, but I think it was around the age of 15 or 16 a couple years ago at this conference where I really had an encounter with Jesus and personally made a decision like, this is what I want to be, this is who I am, and this is the life I want to live. But yes, I am saved. I believe in Jesus. Anyway, I'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll probably get out of here because it is getting late and we got a big day with college football tomorrow. AIP Dog shares his testimony a little bit. Became a Christian at 11 years old, I believe, but I've never gotten baptized. Okay. Becoming a Christian is how do I want to put this? It's not like the baptism is only a how my pastor puts it at my church is a outward expression of an inward change, you know, um, and trying to think of how else I want to put this. I mean, you believe on your own. Like you can have people pray with you to help you like find Jesus, but when it's a personal heart to heart with the Lord, that's when you're truly saved, and it changes your life completely. But it's a heart thing, you know, and it's personal. So, so gonna leave now. Got to go to sleep. Got a big day tomorrow. I feel you, man. I'm the same way. We got a lot of great stuff tomorrow. Got a lot of college football. We'll be live tomorrow night for Alabama and LSU. We'll definitely keep an eye on Tennessee, Georgia, and some other games throughout the day. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. He's got an amazing plan for your life if you trust and believe that. Um, and good luck to all the teams tomorrow. Remember, I got Georgia beating Tennessee, and I got my Alabama Crimson Tide getting the victory in Death Valley. Love y'all. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your college football Saturday tomorrow, and we'll see you later on. Roll Tide.